Good morning. How is everybody? Happy Tuesday. Good to see you. Trillions Capital. What's up, buddy? Royce Adventures. Let's see who else is here, and then we'll get into this Binance bullshit. This is it's crazy. Apparently Coinbase has also been sued this morning, or I guess allegations brought against them. I have to look into this, to be honest. I haven't heard about it, but thank you, Carl Code, for letting me know. All Set Miner, what's up, buddy? Dan Ruggs, Ledger, Leo Lustig, what's up, man? Rud Puts, Condibits. Let's see, my man Yeti, Steven Cicero. We have Nerd Beast, Regilio, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Dan R, my man, good to see you as well. All right, let's everybody else that I missed, I apologize, but let's let me fix this stuff. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Hold on. Got to get rid of my name because I don't need that. All right, Coin 360 is broken this morning. Everything is gray. Everything's gray. Apparently, it can't handle the dump. It's either really red or just gray, so I think they just went with gray. It's pretty great. The US does not want exchanges here, Nerd Beast says. Absolutely, and I agree, man. It's like, it's just, I was gonna name this video something else and kind of go on a rant, but I don't have the energy for it, to be honest. So let's just get into this and then we'll talk about it. BTC 25,598. So I guess whatever, it is what it is, man. We're still in the bear market, right? We'll see what happens. Ethereum $1,800. We have XRP at 50 cents. Let's zoom in on this. Dogecoin 6. We have LTC 86. Man, things are just going to shit right now. It is what it is. Not too bad. All right, crypto bubbles. Let's see. Oh my god, look at the week. And the day is even worse. Gross. What is this Kava? This is the only one that shows any sign of life. Oh, I lied. There's 3 of them. 3 little specks. What is this one? Quant is one of them. Tether Gold and Kava. Only 3 with signs of life. So take that as you will. Kava's a scam, probably. I have no idea. All right, top 10 coins: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, BNB, USD Coin, XRP, Lido Staked Ether, Cardano, Dogecoin, and Solana. This is by market cap, obviously. Things haven't really changed since yesterday. Let's try not to blind everybody this morning. Fear and Greed Index, we have 44. Fear. People are scared, obviously. And that all has to do with this Binance news. Binance lawsuit. Now, it says 61 cryptocurrencies are now seen as securities by the SEC. Let's see. With its latest suit against Binance, the United States Securities and Exchange Commission is now labeled, or has now labeled, at least 61 cryptocurrencies and securities as securities affecting 100 billion worth of tokens on the market. Sorry, guys. I can friggin' read this morning. The total number of cryptocurrencies the United States Securities Regulator has accused as security estimated 61 after adding a few more from its lawsuit against cryptocurrency exchange, whatever, Binance. Is just going to repeat the same thing 17 times. In the most recent case against Binance, the SEC introduced 10 cryptocurrencies into the securities classification. It says BNB, Binance USD, Solana, Cardano, Polygon, Cosmos, the Sandbox, the Decentraland, Axie Infinity, and Coddy. Never even heard of that. From Twitter, the SEC tweeted, okay, it's so weird they tweet. Today, we charge Binance Holdings, Ltd, Binance US based affiliate, BAM Trading Services Inc. What the hell is happening? Why is their name so long? Oh god, I didn't mean to click on that. Which together with Binance operates Binance US and their founder CZ with a variety of securities laws violations. They're just like, they're going after everything. It's so stupid. Let me see. All right, people are tagging me. Yeti, I have energy for a good rant. SEC sues Coinbase, citing the exchange is acting as an unregistered broker. What? I'm gonna have to look this up now. God damn. All right. Other notable cryptocurrencies, the SEC, let me just get through this and then we'll figure out the SEC and Coinbase thing. Has deemed securities are Ripple, Library, the LBC, although not for a secondary sales in Algorand, which it named alongside 5 others when it charged Bittrex in April. Interesting. The SEC's largest one-time lumping of cryptocurrencies came when it charged Terraform Labs with fraud in February. Let's see. A total of 16 crypto assets were labeled securities, including Terra Luna Classic, Terra Classic USD, Mira Protocol, and an estimated 13 mirrored assets that aimed to copy the price of stocks such as Apple and Tesla. The SEC's litigated remit of the crypto space means it now covers over 100 billion worth of the market, or around 10% of the 109 trillion total capital market capitalization. Dude, this is so stupid. I don't even want to read this anymore. But like, look at this. Look at all these cryptocurrencies. 48. They declared all of these cryptocurrencies as securities. XRP, TON, LBC. They have OMG, Dash. We have NGC, which is which is Naga, Monolith. They have the real estate, IHT, Power. This is just insane. Insane. Let's see, where are the important ones? So Solana, okay, there's a big one. Solana. There's Solana. We have Polygon Matic. That's not good. BNB. I mean, we've heard of these ones, right? Luna, Terra Luna. I'm just trying to see like the big ones. Most of these are just like whatever. Yeah, Algorand though. This one's kind of surprising because he straight up says that it's not a security in one of his videos. Straight up says it. And now all of a sudden it's security. It just makes no damn sense to me. It makes no damn sense. But, all right, like the thing that I was going to talk about this morning, like, be honest, right? I'm going to put a poll in the chat. Right now, at this current moment, with all of this bullshit going on in the crypto space, would you guys get into crypto right now? Personally, would you? Like, just sit back and think about it. Would you still get into crypto if all of this was going on, 3 years ago when you got in, or whenever you got in? Would you get into crypto in its current state? And it's legit, like, I mean, there's two sides to the coin. Yeah, it's cheap right now, but at the same time, it's like, it's terrifying to most people. Exactly, Dan R. He said my wife would be like, hell no. And it's so true. It's so true. Like, your significant other would never want you to be involved with this, ever. There's that, and then there's, like, this atomic wallet stuff. Like, I feel so bad for that guy Andre yesterday, man. It's so terrible. Because I was thinking about it last night. I'm like, what if this was like my wife, right? And she lost a bunch of money inside this crypto wallet, and now all of a sudden it's like, it was already tough enough convincing you that it wasn't fake. now it's like there's just no, you know what I mean? There's no signs of life. You just like, I would just be like, fuck this and just leave. You know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't even be worth it. Like, you already lose 20 grand and now like all this shit's happening, especially if like that's what you use to sell or something. I don't know. It's just so stupid, man. It's one thing after another. Absolutely crazy. But Altcoin Daily did put out a video. Oh, what the hell is that? 13 charges, as I'm quoting here. I didn't mean to do that. I don't know what the hell I just did. Hold on, people. What the fuck? All right, no, that doesn't mute. Why is that not mute? What is happening? God, what is that? Sorry, there's a countdown loop apparently that I could just click and it just shows up. Can I delete this? Delete. All right, I just deleted it because that never happened again. I'm like, what is that? God damn. All right. Anyways, let's get back to regular scheduled programming, folks. Here we are. And no, it was in StreamYard. So like my mouse went off the screen and I hit the square. There's a video from Altcoin Daily. I do want to watch this if he's not shilling too much shit today. So we'll get into that. I do want to, while we're watching this, actually, I'm going to look up that Coinbase thing. I want to see what the hell they're doing to Coinbase now, because it's turning into like just a fucking mess. Like, there's no other way to put it. This entire space is a goddamn mess right now. Gary Gensler's fucking everything up for the US, and that's a fact. He is pointing fingers at everybody except like what he's doing wrong. And it's just, I don't know. It makes no sense to me. I don't care. I'm just like, I'm so over the bullshit with Gary Gensler and pointing his finger. These dinosaurs need to get out of the house. They need new people in that understand crypto and to like actually come up with real fucking rules, real regulation, real rules, because it's pointing fingers and just suing this, suing that for doing shit that they didn't do anything wrong. I mean, I don't know if Binance did or not, but the Coinbase thing, that just pisses me off. If they're actually trying to go after them now, that they literally went after the SEC to ask them to give them clear regulations and please like give me guidelines, and they just say no. Like, okay, so now you can just sue me? Like, it just, I don't know, it makes no sense. Anyways, let's watch this video. I'm done talking about it. Let's just see what Altcoin Daily has to say about the Binance thing, and I'm gonna look up this Coinbase shit. Let's do it.
13 charges, as I'm quoting here. We allege that CZ and Binance entities engaged in extensive web of deception, conflicts of interest, lack of disclosure, and calculated evasion of the law. And the public should be aware of investing any of their hard-earned assets with these unlawful platforms. Those are very strong words from the SEC.
So in possibly the biggest piece of news for crypto since the FTX collapse, the SEC sues crypto exchange Binance, as well as founder CZ, over multiple securities violation allegations. The company already faces a suit from the CFTC. After looking at the charges, as well as some of the other blockchains, the...
Hold on. I found it. I just Googled it quick. Look at this. The fuck is this? Oh, God. Hold on. I gotta bring in some Brave browser. Give me a second, fellas. This is, I was actually kind of shocked. It was 30 minutes ago. This came out on Bloomberg. Let's, let me add a tab here, and then we'll finish watching that. Look at this. So, there we go. Coinbase sued by SEC for breaking U.S. security rules. Get out of here. Let me see. Can I not read this? Are you kidding me? I have to fucking... I have to subscribe to read this. What is happening? Okay, well, find a new link. Let's continue then. God damn it.
The other altcoins the SEC is alleging are also securities. Let's break down this lawsuit and talk about what this means to you and me as crypto investors.
There are technically right now 13 charges, but they really just boil down to 3 points. The first point is that they're claiming that the Binance is functioning as a securities market or unlawfully functioning as a securities market. The second charge, according to them, is offering unregistered crypto assets. And then the third point, misrepresenting how protected the entire database or platform is for investors.
So according to the SEC, Binance US, and CZ allegedly offered unregistered securities to the general public in the form of the BNB token and Binance-linked BUSD stablecoin, and then which also alleges that Binance's staking service violated securities laws. Now, I can understand the BNB token, which Binance launched.
So we really hope you can join our ICO.
I understand the staking services, even though I may not agree, I do understand because the SEC wouldn't allow Coinbase to even start theirs. But BUSD stablecoin, how does this qualify as an unregistered security?
So number one is we do the auto conversion into BUSD, which is not issued by us, which is not the exchange dollar. It's actually issued by a New York DYF licensed entity, Paxos. So the reserves are in New York. It's a stable coin.
There are also similar charges against BAM Trading, the operating company for Binance US, and Binance itself, including failure to register as a clearing agency, failure to register as a broker, and failure to register as an exchange. The SEC also alleges that Binance allowed for commingling of customer funds, and that CZ was secretly controlling Binance US, and that a CZ-owned and operated entity was inflating Binance US's trading volume. So basically what FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried ended up actually doing, they're now accusing of Binance of doing the same thing.
Now, the SEC lawsuit also alleges Binance and CZ misused customers' funds and diverted them to a trading firm that CZ controlled called Sigma Chain. The SEC said Sigma Chain engaged in fraudulent trading that made Binance's volume appear actually larger than it was.
The suit also alleges multiple times that Binance allowed U.S. persons, meaning U.S. citizens or people living in the U.S., to trade on its platform despite saying publicly that it wasn't.
According to the SEC's complaint, Binance's chief compliance officer bluntly admitted to another Binance compliance officer in December of 2018 that, quote, "We are operating as an effing unlicensed security exchange in the USA, bro."
In a direct quote from the SEC in this lawsuit, they say, As a second part of Zhao, CZ, and Binance's plan to shield themselves from US regulation, they consistently claim to the public that the Binance.com platform did not serve US persons, while simultaneously concealing their efforts to ensure that the most valuable US customers continue trading on the platform.
Binance responding, looking like it's going to fight this lawsuit, a spokesperson telling me that the company will, quote, vigorously defend its business, calling the SEC's actions, quote, unjustified, and noting that today, despite our efforts at productive engagement, the SEC abandoned and denied us due process and instead unilaterally chose to litigate. We respectfully disagree with the SEC's allegations that Binance operated as an unregistered securities exchange or illegally offered and sold securities. We will see how Binance responds. The SEC has asked to have U.S. assets frozen.
Now CZ has issued a statement on all these allegations, we'll get to it. But actually, for everyday average investors like you, like me, the SEC also alleged in that lawsuit that BNB, Solana, Cardano, Polygon, Algorand, Sandbox, Axie, Decentraland, Cosmos, etc. are all unregistered securities. Now, Ethereum holders, Ethereum was not mentioned, so I guess you're feeling relieved for now. But it's so crazy that one man, one agency, can just, snap of a finger, decide this. The SEC just sued Binance and CZ for breaking US securities laws when just a few years ago, he was teaching that 75% of the crypto market was not a security, even in the US. What's changed?
So nothing's changed. He's a moron.
We already know in the US and in many other jurisdictions that 3/4 of the market are not ICOs or not what would be called securities. Even in the US, Canada, and Taiwan, the 3 jurisdictions that follow something similar to the Howey test that we've talked about, 3/4 of the market is non-securities. It's just a commodity, a cash.
Fucking sue this man. Somebody sue this man. Oh, damn, I got a kid next to me. Be quiet. But seriously, this guy, like, I'm sorry. Like, how does this not like incriminate you as a head chairman if you're over here saying that things aren't securities, nothing's changed, and now you just point your fingers at other people again. Again, it's probably just to get, you know, the whole FTX and him being a part of that bullshit, you know, everybody off his back about that, right? It just, I don't know, something's wrong here. Like, something doesn't make sense, and I feel like he's gonna get like hit harder than anybody, honestly, at some point.
Crypto. So you'll hear debates about initial coin offerings and what's a security and what's not a security. Relevant and important debate, but for 3/4 of the market, it's not particularly relevant as a legal matter.
And now this is where the real serious allegations come in. Commingling, diverting funds, Binance, and this is all alleged, and their poor financial controls meant that customer funds were diverted, including potentially for personal uses, and the SEC lists 2 examples. Merit Peak Limited, a market maker previously tied to Zhao, had access to billions of US dollars of customer funds, says the lawsuit, while Sigma Chain, another CZ-controlled entity, received nearly $200 million from BAM Trading and a BAM Trading custody account, and this is the company that controlled Binance US. And also CZ himself allegedly personally received $62.5 million from one of the Binance bank accounts between October 2022 and January 2023. Actually, former CEO of Binance US, Brian Brooks, who actually resigned just after 3 months, he said in a direct quote, "I realized, I'm not actually the one running this company, and the mission that I believed I signed up for isn't the mission. And as soon as I realized that, I left." Also, Brooks had particular worries about what Merit Peak and Sigma Chain were doing on the Binance US platform. Our customers couldn't, clear orders without the presence of those makers on our platform. I thought that was a real problem. It suggested that the company was, in fact, heavily dependent on CZ, not just as control person, but also as an economic counterparty. Now, all of that was obviously just the SEC side. CZ and Binance's side says it's all lies. They are denying all of it. Some through retweets. For example, CZ retweeted the CEO of CryptoQuant, data analytics firm, The SEC sues Binance, but no major withdrawals from Binance Exchange. User balances are increasing, actually.
Well, they don't have any control over Binance because Binance isn't in the U.S. Binance US was in the U.S., and if I'm not mistaken, that's what, is that shut down or halted or something? But I mean, I don't use it either way, but regardless, that's the only thing they'd be able to say anything over. If they could say anything about Binance itself, I mean, I guess, yeah, if he was sketchy and like, hey, you know, use a VPN to access our you know, exchange, that would be a different story, but I don't know.
CEO of Cardano, Charles Hoskinson, said this: with respect to Binance, I'm reading through the SEC complaint. It's over 130 pages, but seems like the next in a series of steps to implement Choke Point 2.0 in the United States. The end goal is an agenda-based CBDC partnered with a handful of massive banks and end-to-end control over every aspect of your financial life. And then, of course, CZ's direct response, for, being a reference from a tweet he made earlier in the year saying, for, ignore FUD, ignore fake news, ignore attacks. So CZ stated, for, our team is all standing by, ensuring systems are stable, including withdrawals and deposits, meaning Binance is fine, says CZ. We will issue a response once we see the complaint, haven't seen it yet. Media gets the info before we do. And then just a few hours ago, Binance did officially issue that statement, essentially saying...
That is kind of messed up, actually, that the media gets the news before they actually got it. That's kind of screwed up.
We are disappointed. We take these SEC allegations seriously, and they're all BS. Be sure to click subscribe.
Interesting. Well, shout out to Altcoin Daily for that. Let's see. I want to see what this thing says. Where is it? This right here. All right, so this is the SEC sues Coinbase this morning, 8:37 a.m. today, June 6th. Interesting. The Securities and Exchange Commission sued Coinbase Global Inc. in federal court in New York on Tuesday, alleging the crypto firm for years broke its rules. The regulator said in a 101-page complaint that Coinbase, the largest U.S. crypto platform, evaded regulations by letting users trade numerous crypto tokens that were actually unregistered securities. Coinbase fell 16% to 49.85 at 8:24 a.m. in New York. A representative from the company did not immediately reply to a request for comment. Under the SEC chair Gary Gensler, the regulator has taken action against virtually every major crypto trading platform worldwide. On Monday, SEC sued Binance, the world's largest exchange, for a wider set of alleged violations. Read more. SEC sues Binance and CEO. Breaking news. Yeah, blah, blah. We allege Coinbase, despite being subject to the security laws, commingled and unlawfully offered exchange broker deal and clearinghouse functions. What? Really? Gensler said this in a statement. If I click on this, is it gonna... All right, it did open. Look at that. The SEC is seeking an order that would require Coinbase to comply with securities laws and give up what the agency says were ill-gotten gains. Did they not just ask for like the rules to comply? Did they not? Am I missing something? Is there something wrong here? Did Coinbase not ask the SEC to give them a answer like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, and they just said no? They straight up said no. I don't understand. What is wrong? Yeah, just, I mean, guys, just get your coins off exchanges. Don't keep your stuff on there. Trillions Capital, I'm reading what you're saying, but I honestly, I thoroughly disagree with some of it, not all of it. They are 100% trying to control the crypto space. When it comes to like stocks and shit, yeah, like all these dinosaurs in the, I guess, SEC or wherever, just in general, like the people that make the rules, okay, they're in tune with the stock market stuff. Okay, stock market's kind of like they got it all figured out. Crypto is so new, there's no way to I guess, control it or understand it in a sense where they're going to be happy. They're just not going to be happy no matter what, unless they have full control, and you can't control it. Like, you can't control crypto 100%. Bitcoin's not controllable. There's no way to do it unless you stop people being able to on and off board. Like, that's the only way you could do it. So they're trying to just, like, you know, nix it at every goddamn angle because they don't want you to be able to make money without them being involved. They want their piece. That's pretty much what it comes down to. I don't know. This whole thing is just absolutely ridiculous. I don't even know what else to say. But yeah, so I guess we're gonna find out more about this today. I'm excited to hear it because this is 20 minutes ago while we were streaming. Coinbase sued. Well, I'm sure it was like before we started streaming, but let me see if I can find anything else. Let me just Google. Let me get out of this actually. Go back here. Let me see. Google on this. Coinbase sued. Let's just see. I want to see if there's any other news. 14 minutes ago. This one's 15 hours ago. Actually, let's see what they say. Is it a video? No. Oh, it is. Okay, let's see what CoinDesk has to say. We'll wrap it up here. I want to see what they have to say about Binance because they usually have a good take on things. So let's just check. And if you guys have anything to talk about in the chat, please just at me, and I will. We'll go from there.
Because the SEC loves.
God damn it. Sorry, I forgot I muted it when that stupid timer was going off. All right, let's try it again. Here we go.
SEC sues Binance. That's the world's largest crypto exchange, now squarely within the sights of the U.S. securities regulator. Now, there are 13 charges here, many of which stem from the trading of what are alleged to be unregistered securities, in addition to some other alleged misdeeds on the part of Binance and key executives. A lot to unpack here. I'm going to toss it to Wendy O for her initial thoughts. Wendy, what do you think?
So I do think that this was kind of expected because the SEC loves to go back retroactively and punish people for alleged bad things they did when they're too lazy to go ahead and institute any types of laws, regulations, or guidelines. But what's very interesting about this story is Patrick Hillman, who is the chief comms officer at Binance, he went ahead and just tweeted this: for every journalist calling and asking, bizarrely, we have not even been given a copy of the complaint ourselves. Smart PR move to rob us of our right to defend ourselves publicly. So there's a little bit.
Yeah, the SEC is pretty goddamn shady, if I must say. Real quick, I do want to address something in the chat. So Mr. Trillions Capital, I do agree with that, actually. I do. He said in a couple of years we will be selling our mined crypto on NYSE. He said at a substantial premium, and I agree, actually. I do. Because they, again, at the end of the day, they want to control where you can on and offboard your crypto. That way they could tax you and take their cut. I mean, we're paying taxes anyways, but like, to the people that might not be, that are, you know, kind of skirting around, that's what they're trying to stop. And I get that 100%. You need to do the right thing and pay your taxes. Like, I mean, I pay mine. I don't know what anybody else does, but that's one thing they're trying to force. And I know there was like a study, like certain amount of percentage of people that are into crypto don't actually claim like what they do with their crypto if they're not cashing it out, I guess. Like if you're mining it and just putting it wherever, you're not like claiming it. I don't know. I don't know how that all works. I don't know. I'm not part of that, but I use coinly.io every year. I put my wallet in there. It takes all my shit. I submit the form with my tax accountant and they put it all through. So it's like they want to just stop everybody that's not doing that shit. And I get that, you know, it makes sense. But at the end of the day, you're going about it like in the wrong way because people are just going to fucking move. You know what I mean? They're just going to get out of the US at the end of the day. That's what I see.
Bit of conflicting information that's going on the internet right now. And this does sound like behavior that the SEC would do. So it's very upsetting to hear that they weren't properly given notice, but it's now like viral on the internet. So that's my thoughts on it. Who else wants to take it?
Yeah, and Trillions Capital also said it's all about the fees. That's all they want. Yeah, that's true too. They want the exchange fees, 100%. They want it all.
Well,
Yeah, digging into the meat of the story, there's a lot on the line here, right? And we've seen a lot of these SEC stories in the past, and it's confusing to know like where things are going to end up because these are ongoing litigation cases, right? So we don't have like firm information about what the courts are going to decide when this goes to trial or as this progresses, if there's a settlement. But we do know some hard facts within this case, which is the SEC sees the BUSD token, sees BNB token, sees Matic, Solana, a few other tokens that are notable and basically household names at this point as securities. So what could that mean? Well, at the very least, it means that U.S. investors probably should stay away from these in the eyes of the SEC. And a lot of people over the last 2-3 years have invested in these tokens quite a bit. Solana went on a huge bull run in 2021, and now it's listed in this documentation, BNB, which has been sort of like a quasi-security for Binance. Binance trying to be separate from the rest of the US. So it kind of use it as a security token. You know, you purchased it and you got some revenue based on like how the trading volumes were going like that. It's listed here. I think Binance would disagree, especially because it's outside the jurisdiction of the US. But in this case, the SEC doesn't think so. And one really key fact here is that they're bringing up the geolocation of residence again, right? In the documentation, in this report, which you can go read on CoinDesk, go read the article on CoinDesk, you can see that they talk about how U.S. citizens were being served by Binance even after that 2019 breaking between Binance and Binance US. Looks like executives, including CZ, told everyone at Binance to continue serving high-profile U.S. clients, which is a big problem for Binance. The one thing I'm curious about with this is the separation between where Binance was and where Binance is going in the future. We'll get into that with the next story with the possible new hiring and future CEO. They're sort of like preparing for a role. But I do think that sort of comes into the story, right? A lot of these crypto companies moved hard and fast and broke things, and they're going to have to pay for doing so. But if they can survive past that judgment, then there's a future for them. Jen, I'll throw it over to you.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but I seem to remember us talking about a story about Binance customer service representatives helping people who work in, who live in different jurisdictions to access the platform. This obviously, I don't think when we spoke about it, it was the US, but it's interesting to see those parallels that the SEC was kind of looking into executives at Binance, overlooking some of the processes that were in place, or allegedly overlooking some of the processes that were in place to allow them access to Binance.com. This story is interesting to me when we juxtapose it against a story we spoke about on First Mover this morning. So Nick Day talked to us about a draft bill that was released on Friday. It's called the Crypto Oversight Proposal. It's a Republican bill that looks to get the CFTC and the SEC on the same page, sort out a bunch of the issues that we talk about on this show every day. And what's really interesting about this draft bill is this safe harbor element. And so the bill calls for the safe harbor timeline where firms, investors can continue to act as is until rules are set for the CFTC and the SEC. So to see that happening at Congress and then to see the SEC go out there and sue all of the big crypto firms in the US is a really interesting discourse that I think it's just going to be interesting to follow over the next little while, how these two very kind of different ways of looking at regulation in the U.S. play out. Zach?
Yeah, I mean, we saw the SEC go after Coinbase. Of course, they're going to go after Binance as well. Obviously, if it touches a U.S. investor, they think that it's within their rights to go after these firms. And we've seen it happen time and time again. You know, Gary Gensler is not mincing words in this complaint. He's saying that Binance engaged in, quote, an extensive web of deception, conflicts of interest, lack of disclosure, and calculated evasion of the law, end quote. So the rhetoric is certainly heightened as they announce this thing. I think it's going to be interesting to see if any exchanges follow suit and taking action on the assets that are alleged to be securities. There's a bit of enforcement fatigue, I think, in the industry. If you go back to when the SEC filed suit against Ripple Labs over the issuance of XRP, you saw a bunch of delistings of XRP. I don't know if we're going to see that in turn from some of these major assets that are listed here in this complaint, but I think certainly that is, you know, what the SEC is trying to do, establish some case law around what stuff falls within their purview and therefore what can be traded and where, right? Because if these assets get deemed securities, it sort of makes the existing incumbents in the crypto exchange world have to get additional licensure, jump through additional hoops, and therefore a lot of the liquidity dries up as it traditionally exists in these markets. So I think for these projects that are named here, that's really what's at stake, rather than just, a cut and dry commodities versus securities designation. So interesting to see ultimately what plays out here. Obviously, a lot of rumors about the future of CZ at Binance as well. We will talk about that shortly, but I want to throw it to Wendy for her thoughts.
I don't know. Again, I'm just very frustrated with all of the news that's coming out and how it's always Binance that gets attacked and always gets hit really hard. Like we had all the people from Celsius, they're still out and running. FTX, the people are still out and running, but time and time again, we keep hearing mainstream media continue to go after Binance and CZ. So it makes me kind of think what is actually happening behind the scenes. And again, I'm not saying that they were innocent. I'm not saying that they didn't do anything wrong. It's just very interesting to see how mainstream media is portraying and covering these stories. And again, it's very frustrating because it doesn't feel like it's fair access. Another thing that's very interesting to me, Jen, when you were talking about the bill that was introduced, was it Friday that they brought, that the news dropped? It's very interesting because we do know that the Democrats are 100% against crypto, any way, shape, or form. Like we hear Elizabeth Warren, she came out and said that crypto was part of the problem when it came to a specific illicit substance. And we hear the red side, kind of champion a little bit, but not necessarily. So it's interesting to see politically how this is going to get set up for the next election. I know that I've told my audience I'm voting for whoever is pro crypto or pro Bitcoin. Don't care about the social issues anymore. I've said my piece.
SEC sues.
Wow. All right. Nice. Anyways, sorry, I turned it down. Her mic was super hot. Anyways, all right. Yeah, that sucks. It's just the whole thing just sucks. It's just all shitty all around. It really is. There's no other way to put it. She made a good point though. Why they continue to the people of FTX and Celsius and things like that. They're not really attacking those people anymore, but they still continue to try to go after Binance. Again, I don't use Binance, so I don't know if they're doing anything wrong. Real quick, thank you so much, Mr. Crypto Frank, for the super chat. He said, morning, one thing to remember, any crypto you mine will be worth more than any crypto on an exchange. Your mined crypto was never traded with no risk of government saying it was part of a scam / Tornado Cash example. Self-custody always. That's a really good point, Crypto Frank, actually. Yeah, virgin crypto is definitely, I would say, more sought after than, crypto you buy, because it's yours and it's only been yours the entire time. So that makes a good point. D4 tonight, Geek Vault trades, I'm down. Let's play Diablo 4 tonight, for sure. All right. I don't know, guys. I think that's it. I'm just gonna wait until this afternoon. There's gonna be more news. I'm still shocked that Coin 360 is busted, but I'm gonna wait until there's more news that comes out today. Hopefully we can read a little bit more on the SEC suing Coinbase now, because that's messed up that this was literally put out less than an hour ago. So we'll see again. This was on June 5th. Oh, this is the Binance one. That's right. Yeah, I don't know. Very, very interesting, concerning, and everything else. But hit that like button, guys. Appreciate you for hanging out with me. I will, I'll be back this afternoon, and maybe we'll have some guests on, and we'll go on a little bit of a tear and a rant. Mr. Crypto Frank, again, thank you so much for that super chat. You didn't have to do that. I more than appreciate it. All right, guys, have a good day. Hopefully you enjoy your Tuesday. I gotta go daddy duty, kids right here. Feeding her donuts as you guys are watching videos. But yeah, enjoy your Tuesday. I'll catch you guys probably around 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So stay tuned. We'll see you then. Peace out.